The darkness inside the carriage was absolute. Daniel's breathing came fast and shallow, each exhale echoing too loudly in the empty space. The sound of footsteps, soft, deliberate, moved closer, then stopped. He reached into his pocket for his phone, fumbling to turn on the flashlight. The weak beam pierced only a few feet ahead. Dust floated in the cone of light like drifting ash. The aisle was empty. Then the train lurched again. Lights flickered, stuttering in short bursts. For a heartbeat, Daniel saw a shape reflected in the window, a tall silhouette standing right behind him. When he turned, it was gone. "Who's there?" he shouted, his voice cracked in the humming silence. No answer, only the rhythmic rumble of the train wheels beneath him. Daniel forced himself to breathe, gripping the nearest pole. Maybe he wasn't alone. Maybe the conductor. The next carriage was darker still. A faint red light glowed from somewhere at the far end, pulsing like a heartbeat. The seats were older here, cracked leather, torn seams, faint traces of ash along the windowsills. The air reeked faintly of smoke. He walked slowly down the aisle, the suitcase in his hand, thudding softly with each step. Halfway through, he saw something that stopped him cold. On the seat to his right sat a newspaper, brittle with age. The date read October 31st, 1953. The headline, Blackwood Line Disaster, 73 dead in Halloween derailment. The photograph below showed a wrecked train twisted along the countryside. The carriage in the picture looked eerily familiar. Same pattern of seats, same brass handles. Daniel's hands trembled as he traced the outline of the printed image. Then from somewhere behind him, loosely over its frame, it had no face, just a smooth, pale surface where eyes and mouth should have been. Daniel stumbled backward. "Stay away from me!" The figure tilted its head as if studying him. Then it began to walk, slow and steady, its steps matching the rhythm of the train's motion. Daniel bolted. He sprinted through the carriage, shoving open the door to the next one. The air there felt different, stale, heavy, as though he had stepped into a long-sealed tomb. The seats were now covered in soot. The windows were cracked. He could still hear the footsteps. "Think," he muttered to himself. "It's a dream. It has to be a dream." But when he pinched his arm, pain shot through it, real, sharp, unmistakable. He turned and looked back through the glass between the cars. The faceless man was still there, standing motionless. But now there were others behind him, figures materializing from the dark, children holding hands. Their faces were blurred, melting away into pale smudges. The train shuddered violently, and a deafening screech tore through the air. Daniel fell to his knees, clutching the seat for balance. The lights above him flickered erratically. He glanced at the window and froze. Outside, instead of darkness, he saw fire. The landscape was aflame. Burning trees, shattered tracks, sparks flying into the fog. He saw bodies, too, ghostly forms drifting beside the train, their mouths opening in silent screams as they kept pace with the speeding carriages. Then, as suddenly as it began, the vision vanished. The window showed only his reflection once more. He sat trembling, drenched in cold sweat. The sound of the wheels changed, slower now, heavier, like the train was descending. Somewhere, faintly, a child laughed in the flickering light. He stared at the inscription, heart hammering. Behind him, he heard the footsteps again. Dozens now. He turned slowly. The carriage was full. Every seat was occupied by ghostly passengers, their blurred faces all turned toward him. They didn't move, didn't speak. The air was thick with the scent of smoke and something far older. Rot, perhaps, or despair itself. At the center aisle stood the faceless man, motionless. In his pale hand, he held Daniel's dropped suitcase. "You're late," the faceless man said, though his mouth didn't move. The voice echoed from everywhere at once. "We've been waiting." Daniel's scream was swallowed by the roar of the train as it plunged back into darkness.